the pod bay doors.
Greetings and welcome to another exciting episode of the Cinematic Travelers. I am your intrepid movie exploring host, Chris, and as always, I am joined by my Millennial co-host, Tyler and Sean. And on this episode, in space, no one can hear you scream. But in the podcast universe, you can hear us review the 1979 classic Ridley Scott film, Alien. Yes, that's right. Neither of my young co-hosts have seen this classic film, which I saw way too young, but we'll get to that later. Let me go ahead and bring them on. First off, we'll start with my son, Tyler. How the hell are you tonight?
I am great. How are you?
I am doing well. Excited to hear what you have to say about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we've got my nephew-in-law, Sean. How the hell are you, Sean?
Doing fantastic, Chris.
Oh, you know what?
Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad that you didn't schedule anything on the days that we normally record. We set aside that time.
Thanks for allowing me
back. Just to get a nice text message that plans have been made. Interesting. You know what? I forgot to ask my alien question. All right, for you, Sean. Let's say that you are in the derelict spaceship and you come across a giant egg and it opens. Are you peering over the edge to see what's going on in that egg?
I am absolutely not peering over the edge.
All right. He's
no
balls.
No, get me
balls.
as far away from that thing as you can.
All right, Tyler, I got to ask you an alien-related question. Let's see. If you were on that shuttle and Ripley stripped down to her skimpy little panties, would you hide in the corner or would you say, "Hey, baby"?
I think for Ripley, I'm gonna have to hide in the corner. I'm gonna have to hide in the corner.
Sigourney Weaver, no! I hope she's not listening. Oh, don't be offended, Sigourney. I still love you, but yeah, she has
Very pretty
skimpy
face.
panties.
She's very pretty.
She is very pretty, and she is a strong female leader. We'll get to that.
Get to that.
But before we get to our review, Tyler, please tell everyone how they can get in touch with us.
All right, we're on Instagram at Cinematic Travelers Pod, where you can get in contact with us through email at thecinimatictravelers@gmail.com, and we're also on Twitter at CMT Pod.
And you can also find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all the good ones.
Oh my God! Oh my
Look at
God!
that.
Flawless.
Man, we sound like a real podcast right now. It's incredible.
We sound like a
It's
rowdy
all
bunch.
coming together. It won't be long, boys, and you can retire, and we'll just make all of our millions off of this podcasting money. Well done. You can also get in touch with us in the comment sections. Let us know what you think of how we're doing on the show, what you think about our opinions of these classic films. And you should subscribe to the show or follow us on social media because sometimes you'll get little bonus episodes and all kind of fun stuff like that. So I think we've sold it enough. So let's go ahead and talk about Ridley Scott's Alien.
This place gives me the creeps.
Okay, and as I mentioned, this came out in 1979. Oh my God, I know you all weren't around. I actually saw it in a movie theater. Oh my God, I was way too young. But Tyler, your grandparents, and Sean, your, what are they, grandparent in-laws? Took us out for family movie night way back in 1979. And one young little man who loved Star Wars movies was like, "What movie are we going to see?" And they said, "It's a space movie like Star Wars." This movie is nothing like Star Wars. So I will let you know pretty much most of the movie as a child. I watched. I didn't even watch. I was behind the seat hiding. And I didn't sleep with my closet doors closed for many years. But this movie had a budget of $11 million, which in today's dollars would be $49 million. And it had a gross, I think, of $109 million. I couldn't get a real number, which in today's dollars would be $486 million. and it was a very influential sci-fi movie. I would say from the 70s, Star Wars would be the most influential sci-fi movie. In fact, it had an effect on this movie, but Alien is probably right behind it because after this, there were so many Alien rip-off movies you wouldn't
there's
believe.
a bunch.
Yes, every time you turn around, there were low-budget ones, and hell, there were big-budget ones like, oh, this is Alien just set somewhere else. But yeah, it's a huge movie. And this movie did set Ridley Scott off onto his meteoric rise as a director. Do you gentlemen know some of the movies that I know you've seen some of his movies? I just don't know if you know that you've seen some of his movies.
I think that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
how
just
about
really bad about directors
Yeah,
and knowing
yeah,
what
it's
they've
all right.
made, man.
That's all right. Blade Runner, you've heard of that?
I've heard,
Heard of it, never
have
seen
not
it.
seen it.
Okay, Gladiator.
Yes, good
Yep.
movie, good movie.
Okay, he directed that, won an Academy Award for it. Let's see, The Martian.
Ooh,
Remember that
yeah, I
with
love
Matt
that
Damon?
movie.
Yeah,
Yes, I do
love
remember
movie.
that. Yeah.
All right.
That's
Thelma
good.
and Louise. And oh man, I could just go on and on and on. He's directed many great movies and some really crappy movies, but he's always, well, I'll get to that later. Anyway, he's had a long storied career at this point. So, without dragging this on any longer, let's go ahead. Who should do the plot synopsis this week?
I think our leader should do the plot
You think-
synopsis.
You think I should do it?
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Oh, well, you know.
Since you
I
have such a
think,
traumatizing past with this movie, I think
With
you have
this
a real
movie?
good grasp.
All right, look how Tyler is volunteering me for this. I think perhaps one of my crew here on the Cinematic Travelers might be a secret robot sending me to my death here. All right, you know what? I will do. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so with Alien, we join the spaceship Nostromo, which is in deep space, towing a mineral refinery back to Earth. Now, through some clever camera work, we see the ship is on autopilot as the crew is in cryosleep for the long journey back home when suddenly a mysterious message is received and the ship's computer, Mother, awakens the crew and they are sent to this uncharted world where the signal is coming from. They land on the planet with 3 of the members of the crew, Dallas, Kane, and Lambert, leaving the ship to find the source of this mysterious message. They find a giant spaceship with a long dead crew member and a strange cargo of space eggs. Now, unbeknownst to Kane, space eggs scramble you, and he receives a hug on the face from some unknown creature. Now, they get back to their ship, but second in command Ripley wants them to stay in quarantine just in case. However, the science officer Ash lets them in the ship, which seems dumb at the time, but Ash may not be all that he seems. They examine Kane and realize he is getting more than a face hug, as this creature is forcing an organ down Kane's throat without his consent. Okay, to move things along, the creature dies. Kane seems fine. Then at dinner, he gives birth to a bouncing baby monster. The crew set out to find this little bastard, not realizing he didn't stay small for long. And now he is a full-grown alien life form. But this ain't no Gordon Shumway. Ha! I kill me! And if you get that reference, you probably have arthritis really bad. I know you guys don't get that.
I don't get that.
Some of you think that's pretty funny, though. I mean, that was a good impression, though. I got to give myself credit for that. All right, anyway. As this nasty creature begins killing the crew one by one, eventually Ripley and her cat decide to blow up the fucking ship and haul ass away in the shuttle. But the alien is hiding in the shuttle, and he's peeping on Ripley in her skimpy panties. Now, when she catches him creeping, she blows him out of the airlock. That pretty much is the basics of Alien. What do y'all think? It's been a while. Did I live up? Did I do well in your young
yes.
eyes?
That was awesome.
All
Yes.
right, all right. Y'all are just happy you didn't have to do it. Yeah, I could have said anything, and you would just been like, yeah, that was great.
That was
I didn't
great.
do it. All right. Well, since we have told you what the movie is about, we are going to do our review. We will break it down into the positives and the negatives of the film. And then at the end, we will give our final number rating for the film. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives of Alien.
That's amazing.
And since I did all the talking there, I'm going to let Tyler start us off. What did you love about Alien?
All right. So as we discussed, they're all waking up from very deep sleep, trying to investigate an SOS signal, so they think. They went and they go to land on this planet where the SOS signal is coming from, and they break the ship. Classic. So they got the two mechanics out back, and I think this scene really cracked me up because he says, the guy calls in and he goes, well, how much damage is there and how long is it going to take? And he goes,
Yeah.
I tell him 25 hours. And they go, nope. What was the other one?
Wasn't it like it'll at least take like 17 hours? He goes, it's going to take 25 hours.
Yeah, something like that. And then I think Ripley was like, I'll be down there in a minute.
Those guys.
Yeah, and they were
thought about
spot
you a
on.
lot
I
with them
agree with
guys.
them. I'm on their side. They need to create a union. Ripley's like, I'll be down there in a minute. And both mechanics are like, what the hell is she coming down here for? Better stay the hell out of my way.
I think we've all had that at work. You're like, what the fuck is the boss coming out? I got this under control. But yeah,
what the hell is with
all
their
the
pay,
mechanic
man?
stuff, I was like, yeah, Tyler's digging this. I know he is.
They're dead without the mechanics. Yes or no?
That's
You
true.
can't fix the ship.
It's true.
Better give
Yeah.
us more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's funny. I liked when they tried to remove the alien from Kane's face, and the blood was so acidic it started burning through like all the floors of the ship. I was like,
Yeah.
it's pretty dangerous right there. I mean, can't just kill it.
Yep.
The baby alien scene when it bursts out of his chest as they're eating dinner. I don't know if I ever would have let him out of that room. Honestly, as soon as the alien's gone, I mean, I'm assuming it's inside of him.
Your toes?
Right there, right? I mean, he's got the organ down his guts. I'm assuming that there's an alien side of him, so I'm not going to let him out of the room.
Yeah. Well, there's like Ash was, he was he wanted it to live after we find out.
Right.
later.
Yeah.
But also, I will say, earlier they had the acid, which you just said, the acid with the blood on the face hugger. So I guess he didn't want somebody killing it, and the acid would got all over everybody or something.
Maybe.
That would be the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, he's still not coming out of that room.
Yeah, I'm with you. I will say, when I was a child and went saw it, that was the last scene of the movie that I saw.
Oh, okay. It's pretty quick.
The rest of it was the back of the chair as my father was calling me ugly names because 6-year-old me didn't want to see that movie.
Stand up, boy.
It was a different time. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but when it was his funeral, when they were sending him out into space, I think Dallas, he was like, anybody want to say anything? Nobody said a fucking word. They just shot him out. Boom, get him out of here.
And he was gone.
Out of
They're
there.
probably still in shock. I mean,
That's true. Yeah. But
you imagine witnessing that, you'd just be like, oh,
It's pure danger. Just get the fuck off my ship.
Like, take me with you.
I don't know if I would ever have gone outside the ship, honestly, and investigated the other ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Well, you're the mechanic. You'd have
yeah.
been
Yeah,
fixing
that's
it.
true. That's true. I'm on the ship. Don't worry about
They
it.
wouldn't ask your opinion. They'd be like, hey, go fix the ship, Tyler.
I liked Ash being an android. I thought that was a really cool twist because from the beginning, I thought there was something off with him.
Same.
Making some really weird decisions, like letting them into the ship when there's an alien on the face.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to be a robot, though. Like, that kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah, I thought it was very creepy when she goes and she's Ripley's speaking to Mother, asking about like the orders of how to kill an alien and everything like that. And then it's talking about the mission was to bring the alien back for testing, and everyone else was expendable. And it cuts back to her, and Ash is right there, like right next to her. That was good. I like that one. And when they were trying to solder Ash's circuits back together, his head was over here, and his hands were like fidgeting on his chest, which I liked. It was cool. And the ending scene where the aliens, it's hiding in the escape pod with Ripley. I liked how it was blending in with all of the equipment, and you really couldn't tell that it was there. I do kind of wish I could see more details of the alien. I don't know if it was just my
Same.
TV, but it was very dark. So,
Yeah.
um,
I
I
will
mean,
say, after you know it's there now, the next time you ever watch it, you'll see how close she really gets to when she's flipping switch. I mean,
Damn,
there's a
really?
point she's like right next to it.
oh wow, I have to
Oh,
rewatch
man.
that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, overall, those are all my likes. I liked a
All
good bit of
right.
it.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, Sean, tell us all the things that you loved about Alien.
Yeah, so Tyler hit a couple of my points, so I'll just skip over those. I thought all the acting, I thought all the acting was pretty good. I don't think there was a bad performance in the cast, really. The sound design was really cool. The way that it made you feel just very unsettled throughout like space and in the ship and all that. Uh, the alien design, I thought looked super. From what you can see, I thought looked super cool. I can see why it's such an iconic villain in like even today. The way the ship looks was really cool. Kind of reminded me of Star Wars in a way, but just cause, and even though that was made in 1979, it's very impressive. And the atmosphere of the movie feels very claustrophobic and almost like something could go wrong at any time. Like it seems like every area in the ship is very tight and dark, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially as it builds, you just get more and more tense as that
Yeah,
movie goes
exactly.
along.
Yeah,
It just feels like a sense of dread.
when Ripley was running to the escape pod when it was about to blow up, she's carrying the dumb cat and all that. But like, you can tell how she's trying to look in 360 direction. Like she's trying to look
Yeah.
all around her while she's running. I like that.
Yeah.
It's super cool. The end, one of the end scenes when Ripley's walking down the hall with the flamethrower lit and the alarms are going off and the lights are strobing, I think puts all that into just the perfect perspective of like just chaos and utter, like just freaking out and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, yeah. And Ripley's hair, dude. I love Ripley's hair. Her hair is so sick.
All right.
And yeah, those are my positives.
That's what you like. That's what you like. Hey, I'm not judging. See, Tyler.
No, she's very pretty.
Tyler,
Yeah,
Sean would have
yeah.
been happy if he'd have been in
She just
there
don't got
with
no
the
butt.
skimpy underwear.
It's just a flat wall back there, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. It was. She got a flat butt. She got pancake ass. I'm sorry, Sigourney. Well, good. All right. Well, I will try to be brief. This is going to be a challenge for me because I will admit this is one of my all-time favorite movies. But again, I might reiterate some of the things we said, but I do love the look of the movie. I know we've talked about the ship, but to kind of bounce off one of Sean's points where it feels like Star Wars, that's kind of something that's Ridley Scott took from Star Wars, is the lived-in look of the sci-fi.
Yeah.
Before Star Wars, sci-fi. I know, was it Sean? You watched 2001. A lot of sci-fi back then was everything was in the future. It was clean and sterile looking
Perfect.
and right. And Star Wars came along and it looked like kind of what we live in today, and that's kind of what he followed with here. You got to remember these guys or this crew, I should say, isn't a scientific research vessel. They're basically truckers in space towing this big giant refinery factory. So they're not really, they're working for a living, the mechanics and everybody. So they're going to look like they work for a living. So it was a really cool aesthetic to the film, kind of bring you into the ship. Also, just the design of everything in this movie, from their ship, the derelict ship that they go onto, how massive it is, the scale of everything in this movie
was a super
is
cool
really
scene.
awesome. Yeah. You've got the point where they go in and they see the space jockey who's died in the little seat that he's got,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all tiny walking. That was actually Ridley Scott's kids. They had a set, and then he had his kids in the costumes,
Oh,
so
okay.
it looked bigger.
Really?
So yeah, it was
a good
pretty
idea.
neat how they did all that stuff. Yeah, but that was a cool design. Of course, the egg concept is cool looking. You had H.R. Giger, who was a famous artist at the time. He did a lot of, I guess, biomechanical type looking art, where he mixed people with machines, and it was very sexual, which this movie is very sexual. So you get he designed pretty much everything in the movie. So you get, some some stuff that looks like the JJs, and then you get, you basically get a guy who gets assaulted by this face hugger and stuff,
Yeah.
and the weird design from the face hugger. you know, I like the egg when he first gets. Well, it's about to open, and if I don't know if you noticed, but I've seen it so many times. I look for all this dumb shit, but the droplets of water on it, they don't go down; they go up the egg because they
Oh, I
filmed it
didn't
upside
notice
down. Yeah, but it gives like a really creepy look to it. It's like it feels like an alien world, which is one of the better things of this movie. I mean, Ridley Scott. I mentioned he's got some really great movies and he's got some movies that aren't so good, but I could never say any of his movies don't look amazing on the screen. He really cares about the detail. Um, the alien design, yeah, there's a reason that they didn't show it a lot, is because, and I know at the end, well, I'll get to that in my negatives, but yeah, it looked like a guy in a costume when they would show it in full glory.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they would film it and they'd be like, "Oh, that doesn't." So he would do a lot of tight close-ups of it, or different, you know, just out of the corner of your eye, different
Leave it up
angles
to your
like
imagination.
that. Exactly, which makes it a little more scarier. Actually, the alien and the face hugger only have, I think, was it 4 minutes of film time? They're only in the movie that long. So, but you always feel its presence, like it's always there. It's right around the corner. That goes kind of with the way the ship is designed. It looks like him, the alien. If you ever, you know, when there's a point where towards the end she's leaning up against the wall and the padding kind of looks like his head.
And
I don't
catch on to these things, man.
Yeah, everything kind of looks like him because he's biomechanical looking to begin with.
Right.
And everything there is just, you know, it's all this machinery and stuff with tubes and all the stuff in there. So, yeah, when you watch again, just look at I think it subconsciously puts you on edge because you don't know if he's there. That could be him. Oh no, that's just a pad. Or, like I said, when she's in the shuttle, if you watch it again, she's really right next to him, but you can't tell the first time you watch it because it just looks like part of the ship. So yeah, I just love the whole design of this movie. We could just go on and 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 talk about that. The direction, of course, as I mentioned, Ridley Scott makes beautiful movies. I like the opening because you have that wonderful tracking shot through the ship where everybody's asleep. I mean, really, you don't hear anybody's voice for, I think, the first 5 or 6 minutes of the movie, but you're learning everything about the ship and how it functions. And then you get the message, and then they wake up in their little eggs because they're in little eggs, and they come to life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really amazing how he does that. The sense of dread that you talked about, Sean, the atmosphere, the tension, it ramps up. I know it's a slow burn horror movie, which some people don't like. I enjoy it because you get to learn this cast and this crew, and you get emotionally invested in. By the time the alien gets there, you know, you've got your favorites and you're worried for them. One of the things I love that this movie does is it doesn't really have, I should say, it does have a hero, but you don't know she's the hero till the movie's almost over, because you kind of start off with Kane and you feel like, all right, maybe because he's kind of the first character you see, and you think, okay, well, he must be. And John Hurt is a relatively, well, I mean, he's a famous actor, but at that time he was a relatively famous actor. So you're like, okay, there's John Hurt. He must be the hero of the movie. And then, bam, he's dead. And then you had Tom Skerritt. He's Dallas, the captain of the ship, right?
He seemed like the BMOC for most of the movie.
Right. He's the man. And then he gets killed. You're like, well, shit.
Who's left?
And then Ripley's like, fuck it. I'm a strong female character back in 1979. That's right. We had him before
I would say
came along.
I would say Ripley from the beginning kind of gave me the sense that she was also pretty much in charge. Like very stern calls by her. So
yeah, she did not
badass side to her.
Yeah, I like when she puts him in quarantine. She's like, I'm not letting you on.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're gonna let me out on the captain? And she's like, nope. I'm like, damn, you stick to your guns. And then her and Parker, they have their back and forth about what he's always bitching about the bonus. What's the bonus?
You'll get your share.
You'll get your share. But yeah, I think, you know, it's Alien. Come on. I mean, it's just a scary movie. Again, the cast, like you said, all of the actors are great in the movie. All of their performances fit exactly what you need in the movie. They have that chemistry. You feel like they've been working together. They have that sort of class system, like you talked about, Tyler. You got the mechanics, who are kind of the, I don't take offense, they're the lower class,
the lowest of the low.
Because
the
she throws it in her face when she's like, I'm going back to the the bridge. In other words, you work while I'm upstairs.
Yeah.
So there's this sort of class system there. So there's
Everybody plays it well, though.
Yeah, they do. They do. There's kind of they get along, but there's a little bit of animosity underneath. And of course, Ash is the robot. Surprises everybody, spewing his white milk everywhere. Trying to
I was like, what is that?
Well, did you
It's
notice that he
gross.
was drinking a glass of milk when he was testing the alien?
Yeah.
No.
He was in there,
I
he was
did
drinking
not
milk, and I was like, why is he
notice
drinking milk?
that. Damn, bro. I need to watch this shit again. I feel like I missed out on so much.
Yeah, when you watch it the second time, you'll see a lot of stuff pop up because he drinks the milk. He has different looks, like when Kane first starts having his convulsions and flips onto the table, everybody else is reacting, and Ash is just kind of sitting there watching.
Yeah.
But then when you
Don't
find
kill
out, when they find out that's who he is, if you go back, you're like, okay, like I said in the plot synopsis, him opening the door, that makes sense. In a dumb horror movie, it would just be a dumb thing. Well, in this one, it's like, no, yeah, it's a dumb move, but he's doing it
There's a
because
reason for it.
he's been told to do it. So that's the other positive of this film. It's a very smart script. You don't have dumb decisions.
Well, you
you
do,
could
but
say-
you question them.
Yeah, you could
Yes,
question
yeah.
them. You could say maybe Kane looking in the egg, but I mean,
That's dumb.
he's out there trying to see what's going on. And you got to think, though, he is in a spacesuit with his helmet on. Wouldn't there be a
Yeah, a
part
little
of you?
sense of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Because, I
actually
mean, I
had
guess
a-
you don't know what's going to come out of it, Like,
But it's
he
clearly
didn't think he was gonna
alive.
get face
I'm not
smashed.
getting
Yeah.
close to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with
it was
you.
moving.
It was moving. I probably would have sat back, but
I
he did
looked
have
from
a.
afar.
I don't know if y'all saw it, but he had a gun.
Oh, shoot that thing.
Yeah.
What?
He
He had
didn't
a
know.
gun?
Yeah, I don't know if that was in your. Like I said, I watched the director's cut this time. It
Uh,
has a few extra
okay.
things, and I don't know if you could see it from that angle or not. But yeah, they have guns on the ship. That's why they came up with the acid for blood. When they were writing the script, they got to the third act of the movie when it's just the alien, and they were like, "Well, why don't somebody just get a gun and shoot him?" And they went, "Oh, that's a good point." So they said,
Make
"We'll
his
give him
blood
acid
acid.
for blood. If you kill him, then you ruin the whole ship." So
yeah.
it's well thought out. There's not really, like I said, there's no dumb moments in the movie where you're like, "This is a stupid horror movie."
It all
You're
makes sense.
engrossed, and it all makes sense, and it all fits together. So, yeah, that's my long laundry list of positives. I could go on and on. I could have just said, the part from the beginning credits to the end
To the
credits.
end?
That's all.
That's my positive.
That's my positives. So let's go ahead and move to the negatives of Alien.
Why don't you just fuck off?
All right, Tyler, tell us what you hated this movie. Why did you just despise watching this movie other than Sigourney Weaver's pancake butt?
I would say from the beginning of the movie, you mentioned the panoramic shot of the ship. I could not see anything. I don't know if it was my TV, but it was so freaking dark that I really couldn't see any details. I would see maybe a light over here and a light over here and a door. I'm like, okay, but I would say,
your TV.
yeah, I think, yeah, but there was a lot of the movie I couldn't see, unfortunately. So,
Of course, I watched mine with all the lights out, so that makes it better.
yeah, I had my windows cracked so I could have some daylight,
Watch
Instead
the
of going
daylight.
outside and all.
Just let it into my room.
Yeah, let's go to the room. I took some notes as I was watching. So the science officer
Woo!
Ash
Look at Tyler bringing his A game.
making some really weird calls, letting the alien on the ship. Obviously, we know he was a robot after the point, and that was the point. But when Brett the mechanic was searching for Jonesy, the dumb orange cat, why was it raining in one sector of the ship? There was a bunch of water coming down.
Yeah, he was drinking the water.
And I'm just
Yeah,
kind of curious as
I
to
don't
you're in
know.
space, there's no water.
The only
Was
thing.
it ship fluid?
Oh, I don't. Would he be drinking it? He would know better than to drink
Yeah.
that. I would think the only thing I can think of is if I could never figure out the geometry of the ship to that big refinery that they're towing. Like,
Right.
were they going into that and then coming back, or were they all on the ship? But I don't know if it's just because that room was so tall. Maybe it was condensation, and then it just rained back down.
Yeah, that just confused me.
there's a lot of steam rooms, right? There's a lot of steam coming out.
Yeah,
of maybe.
I kind of looked up some stuff. I didn't see anything in the background or the making of stuff that say anything. I will say on the director's cut, it was pretty cool because Ripley and Parker actually get there as he's getting taken away, and when they look up, all that water is just blood coming down, raining down on them.
See, I
Okay.
didn't see
We
that.
didn't get
I didn't
that.
see that in my movie.
Yeah, it was in the director's cut.
Okay. Might have to rewatch that with the director's cut.
It's not a whole lot different. There's just a couple little things here and there.
Ripley run into the escape pod carrying the very heavy crate with fucking Jones in it. Leave the cat. You don't need the cat.
Aww. You don't leave the cat. Would you leave a dog?
You know what? The mechanic got killed because he was chasing after the cat. All right. We
So
chased
fuck
after
the cat.
Yeah, we chased after Teddy the other night, and he was upstairs the whole time.
There's
We
a
thought he got
lesson for you to learn, Tyler. As a mechanic, don't be chasing them pussy cats. It could get you killed.
Yeah. I guess last point, it might have been my TV, but I think the movie was kind of dark, and it was a little hard to see the alien a lot of the time. But again, after we've talked about it, it left a lot up to the imagination, and I assumed that it looked really scary, creepy. So, other than that, good movie.
All right, Sean. Now you tell us why you can't stand this movie.
No, I don't have many.
Man, this is amazing. These classic films, they're winning them over, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm winning over this generation, one millennial at a time.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I think by modern standards, I think some would say the pacing is a little bit slow. Kind of like you said, it is a slow burn. I don't mind a slow burn. I'm just saying, like, if people that don't like a slow burn, they might not like this movie. Let's see. I did think there was some limited character development for some of the crew, like Brett, for example, one of the mechanics. You don't really get a lot of Brett or Lambert. Is Lambert the other girl?
Yeah, she was the other girl.
Yeah, she always just kind of seemed like the chick on the ship that just cries about everything. So there
she was.
Yeah. And
Bless her heart.
then I guess for really my last point is I feel like some would say that it feels like more of a suspense film than a horror film, which I think I kind of agree a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a
a lot more just because you're not getting the alien constantly coming at you, and
and I know it's like the first of a huge franchise, so I can understand why they have to have that like build up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all my.
all right.
Ooh,
All
wait,
right.
I did have a question
Oh,
though.
he has a question.
When Ripley is leaving and the countdown's going down, why does the ship explode 3 times?
There were like 4
anybody know?
bombs there. The 4 towers that kept coming
I
up
just
and down.
figured it would be like one big ass explosion.
Yeah, maybe.
Stupid question, but I didn't know if you knew any behind the scenes
I
anything
don't know.
like that.
I don't.
Okay.
I would take it like Tyler said. Maybe it was 4 different bombs that went off.
Charges,
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's all I got.
That's all he's got. Wow, very nice. Well, I obviously don't have many. Really, mine are just nitpicks. I will say the alien being in the shuttle at the end is sort of like, oh, okay. All that big shit, and he just happened to be in the shuttle that she's taking to get the hell out of there. I mean, it makes for a really great scene at the end, but yeah, I was kind of like, okay, how does he know she's gonna get in that shuttle? He's not that smart. Although I will say, again, this is the behind the scenes stuff. They originally were gonna have the alien actually just be on the blowed up ship. And she was going to get on a shuttle and go away. And then they thought, well, that's not really a very exciting.
That's not
ending.
profitable.
Yeah. And then I read that the reason, because I always wondered why he was, like, when she first like is next to him and he comes out, he doesn't jump out and try to get her. It's
kind of slow.
He's taking his time. Yeah.
You think he was hurt?
But Ridley Scott said that it was towards the end of its life cycle.
Oh, he does age very quickly.
Yeah. Apparently he got into the shuttle corner and he was gonna die and turn into an egg.
Okay.
That's cool.
So the ship could have stayed in one piece.
Yeah, I guess. But they didn't know, I
Yeah.
reckon. Yeah, we all could have hid in the other room and for a couple of days, and he'd have been dead. I'm sure he would have found his way in. But yeah, that was what they said. I don't know. I don't know. You've never seen Aliens?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Different type of movie in the same universe. It's more of an action movie, but it kind of, I don't want to give things away, but it has more lore about how things happen with an alien.
What about
Okay.
Prometheus?
Prometheus. Shit. It's shit.
Shit? Is this shit?
Shit.
I remember seeing it
What's
with
that?
you. I remember seeing it with you in theaters, and I keep having flashbacks of like, I mean, there was another scene where an alien goes straight into this dude's face, and like,
Yeah.
very
It's
the
just
same.
dumb. It's
Okay.
a very good-looking dumb movie. It was one of, like I said, Ridley Scott makes beautiful-looking movies, but it was dumb. And then when you try to tie it back into this movie, it's just like, why? You don't.
So it was
I don't
supposed to
want to
be
know.
part of this, like tied. Into
It was. I think originally he wanted to do Prometheus as like, I don't want to say a prequel, but like a loose prequel to this movie where originally it wasn't going to have anything to do with Alien. It wasn't going to set anything up in Alien. But then the studio was like, oh, it's an alien movie. You got to have some kind of alien setup in it. So he had to put something in there to tie it to this.
Okay.
But it's just very stupid. It's the opposite of this movie. Every character in that movie is stupid.
I got you.
They
I've never
do
seen
dumb
it.
things, and you go, why? Anyway, but yeah. So I was gonna say something. Yeah, there is. Well, I don't even talk about that. There's another scene that's really cool in the director's cut where it shows Brett and Dallas. Like she runs towards the end of the movie, she runs through this hallway and she comes into this area and they're up on the wall and they're being turned into eggs.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sounds pretty
and
cool.
Dallas is still alive and he's just like, kill me, and she burns them all up.
Okay.
what?
Yeah.
We
It's
start on
pretty-
some juice.
Did I have anything else? I will say the editing at the end where Parker and Lambert get disposed of by the alien. That always kind of, I don't know. That scene always feels like I don't know what the hell's going on in that scene.
Yeah.
Again, to go into the behind the scenes stuff, they had more of the alien in that scene, and they were like, "Holy shit, that looks like a guy in a suit coming after her." So they sort of edited things around. You never really know how Lambert dies, and then or why she doesn't move out of the fucking way when he's yelling. He's got a
Get the
flamethrower.
fuck
It's like,
out of
get
the
the
way.
hell out of the way.
I can't.
I don't know what to do. But yeah, that scene always is one of the ones where I was like, oh, I wish I had seen what the hell was going on there. But those are kind of all my negatives. What they are.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole
Not
lot.
a bunch.
So let's go ahead and move into our final verdict for Alien. Tyler, what would you give this movie with? Well, I can't use 10 being 10 Ripley's in her underwear. Let's see, what would 10 be? What would be 10 positives in this movie?
10 eggs.
10 eggs? Those are positive in this
total.
movie?
I don't know. Maybe.
With 10 shuttles to get you off of the spaceship.
Yeah.
All right, and one being locked into the room with that alien who wants to do very disgusting things to you.
I would say I would give it 7 ships. I would give it 7
All right.
ships.
All right,
pretty good.
7.
I enjoyed it.
All right, a little low, but okay. All right. I mean, it's Alien, dude.
It's a good movie. It's good. It's not a perfect movie, but it's good.
Oh, really? It's not. What's not perfect about it?
Yeah, you're right. I'll shut up.
Oh, damn! I couldn't even bait him into an argument. All right, Sean, what is your number rating?
I am also agreeing with Tyler. I was going to give it a 7.
Oh,
Oh my
nice.
god!
Again,
I mean-
not a bad movie. It was an enjoyable movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I can't give it a 10, you know.
Why not?
Right. But that's why I don't know what it is. My heart says 7.
Your heart says 7.
Tells me say 7.
I didn't like it enough to give it a 10.
Okay.
So you liked it less than the Phantom Menace?
Yes.
What
Did I give
Tyler
Phantom
give-
Menace a 10?
No, but you gave it like a, I don't know.
I think
It
I
was
gave it like
I
an
think
8.
both of you gave it like an 8 or something.
I think I gave Phantom Menace an 8. Yeah, but that's Star Wars, man. I love Star Wars.
Oh my god.
What would you
What
give
would
it?
what would I give it? And I would give it a 10 just because I'd give it a 9.75.
Dang.
Damn.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this movie.
All right.
I mean, it's just under 2 hours. It moves along once you get the alien on board, now you're just hustling along. You got a nice build up. You learn about the characters. You care about characters. So when they die, you're like, holy shit. I didn't know Dallas was going to die there. You know?
Yeah.
I would
So it
say
keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're tense all the way through. I will say I do have nostalgic glasses on.
maybe
Because it is one of my favorite horror movies.
Maybe if there was more alien and the scene with the flamethrower scene, if we figured out how they died, if we'd see a little bit more there, I'll give it like a 9.
Did you see Alien Romulus?
I started it.
No.
Okay.
I've heard it was good.
All right. I was just
Did
curious.
Did you like it?
I did not.
Ah, damn.
It is. I tell you what, that movie is really good at recreating the look of this movie, but it is all of the things that Alien does right, Alien Romulus does wrong.
Interesting.
And there's no slow burn. It's. I mean, there's a point where someone gets face hugged, the alien comes out, and then it's an alien like. I don't know. It feels like in 15 minutes, you're like, what the hell happened?
I might have to give that one a watch.
You guys might like it because it is more coming at you quickly. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest thing with this one. Is just the slowness of some of it kind of didn't grab my attention fully.
I'd be curious what you thought about Aliens.
Is that the second one?
That is the second one.
Okay.
Like I said, it's the same universe. Ripley's in it. It's just a different movie. It's different tonally. It's an action movie.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, we'll have to do that one sometime. All right. So I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed.
It's a good movie.
I mean,
It's a good movie.
A 7.
Don't let the numbers blind you. We enjoyed it.
I understand
enjoyed
you
myself.
enjoyed it, but a 7 is like, yeah. It was good.
All right, I'll give it an 8.
No. Don't change. Don't change it. We got to stick with it. All right. Well, there you go. At least the Millennials liked it enough that they would watch it again.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd rewatch it.
Okay.
I also want to
All right.
watch it again to see everything that I clearly missed. So I feel like that would be a good watch second
And at
time.
least now you've seen it. You get all the references now. And whenever someone talks about Alien, you can't be like, well, I didn't see
What?
it. They're like, what? What do you mean you didn't see Alien?
You talking about you haven't seen Alien?
Now they'll go, what? You gave it a 7? What the fuck is wrong with you? Let me get Ridley Scott on this show. He's going to tell you something.
That would be cool.
No, it wouldn't. He's an asshole. He'd probably yell at me for giving it a 9.75. All right, so that wraps up our review of Alien. What do you think? I know you've seen it. Tell me. Come on, come into the comments and back me up here.
We're almost at 1,000
7.
followers on Instagram.
7. That's all
Yeah.
they gave of these millennials. Comment. Tell them they're wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not.
Somebody.
But somebody tell me.
Somebody.
Somebody tell somebody they're wrong.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram, which is what, Tyler?
Cinematic Travelers Pod. Sorry, I was a little lost there.
They'll just lock in real quick.
We're almost at 1,000. It would be awesome if we could hit 1,000.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Be a
I
little
don't know much about
milestone.
social media. Or we have our email address, which is Tyler.
The Cinematic Travelers at gmail.com.
All right. Or they can find the show where?
They can find us
Sean?
also on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music.
Definitely find us on YouTube. If you're not watching us there, track us down. You can see our pretty faces.
I trimmed my beard just for you.
Oh, look at the work that he put into there. I'm glad. That last episode, I think Tyler took a nap halfway through it. I'm glad he was awake this episode.
I'm here.
That's his New Year's resolution. He's going to be more energetic.
More energized.
Well, I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad that you're here listening and watching us. We will be back again probably the end of this week. We have one more episode where we are going to do a classic film. We'll get together and decide what category my young co-hosts want to do, and they can tell me how terrible these old movies are, like they just said with Alien. They literally just hated Alien. I mean, that's in my ears. That's what I heard. They might as well just said, "This is shit. This is the worst movie." All right,
That's it.
This
I'm
is
going
the
down
worst
to a
movie.
6.
Yeah,
It's a 6.
6. Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my god. This is it, Elizabeth.
I'm joking.
But yeah, we'll be back, and then actually, you should come back for the next episode because we're gonna have to. We'll talk about our final episode of the month, which I am super excited about.
Okay.
I cannot wait for that episode, but we will tell you about it and we will make some decisions on that episode as well. So definitely come back, check us out. And we want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen or watch us. We tell everyone we know what?
We have the smartest.
And sexiest audience.
In all of the podcaster YouTuber universe, and you never fail to live up to those high standards. And you don't have a pancake butt. I know you don't have a pancake butt. And as you are traveling around on this blue and green ball, bouncing through the cosmos, avoiding space eggs and nasty aliens with 2 sets of teeth or whatever the hell that was, I need you to do one thing for me. Go out there and do that voodoo that you do so well.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo, signing off.